They didn't have the budget to do it. Hey, everybody. It is Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time Zone, in the only time zone that matters. How you guys doing? I'm sorry. Angela's trying to dry her eyes. We were just watching the Sound of Freedom trailer. And the child trafficking thing hits home for her because she used to do a lot of, this was years ago, like 10, 15 years ago.
I think it was less than that, but
she used to do a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a very emotional thing for her.
That's why I quit.
Scoot in here, kids.
I'm in.
Well,
I'm short. You have to fix the camera.
Hang on, guys. There's that better.
Goodness.
So how's everybody doing tonight? Let's see who is in the chat. Lots of talkie tonight. Who else? We got Michigan Outpost 231. Hey, how you doing it? First time.
That we've seen.
Yeah. And he's first tonight. And then Starla. And we got Faith K and Eagle Lover Texas. Some of our favorite people are in there. If you guys make sure you get into the live chat, right? Get out of top chat and get in the live chat so you can see
all the comments.
Yeah. And we've had a busy week. Let's go through what happened this week.
You start.
We came home yesterday, went to a birthday dinner. Russ, he's one of the elders in the community. He's a old guy that knows everybody and just knows a whole bunch of stuff. And
great pond designer.
Yeah. And he's the one that built Tag and Bee's pond over at Lifetime Free. Hey, Rosie.
Hi.
But it was his birthday, so we had a surprise birthday party for him. He almost had a heart attack because he was shocked.
That's not true.
And hey, Skate. Hey, Homestead Oz is here. Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey, Lynn and Wayne.
How you guys doing?
Oh my gosh, missed you guys so much.
We came home last night and we had little twins.
2 girls.
Cindy baby had twins last night while we were at dinner.
Yeah.
And they're healthy. The one's a little on the small side.
Yeah, it should be fine.
But the big one's the one that sleeps all the time.
Yeah.
But
fine. It's hot too.
Yeah, it really is. It got hot today.
Like 100 and something today.
But is the audio? The audio keeps fading in and out. How's that? Is that better? I'm not waving my hand around, so it's her fault.
I'm trying to dry my eyes, man. I don't know what you want from me.
But hey, Tiger, HG, what's up, man? So we did something that we haven't done before. We separated the mom and baby out from the rest of the flock.
You and both the babies, and so we got them separated out. We still need to go get a shelter house for them.
Right.
So we've got storms coming in.
Well, and why did we separate them?
The Great Pyrenees.
We got gifted a Great Pyrenees.
Which you guys knew, we brought her home on Tuesday. She's fitting in great. She's doing a great job, and she really loves her job. So when the babies were born, she went and mauled them and had mauled them. Went and mauled them.
She didn't maul them. She goobered all over them.
Right, like saliva everywhere and all of that. And that is their protective mode of, I've got you. So she's bonded with them. And she literally all day today, literally sat right there, right next to Mama, making sure Mama was milking them and doing all of that. She would only get up and leave for water. Mm-hmm. That was it. She didn't even care if I was at the fence. She's like, I have a job to do. She's
turned out to be a good girl.
Yeah.
She got some food aggression problems.
No, I found out all Great Pyrenees do.
Oh,
they're protecting their food. It's a breed thing. So once you figure out these little steps on how to fix everything, you can get them fixed pretty quick. She's going to make a great sheep and goat dog.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to do a fantastic job.
And then you did some stuff in the kitchen.
Yeah. So I made comfrey sap, got all of that done. This first batch I did is with olive oil. So any of those that have allergies to coconut oil, all of that, don't worry about it. It's with olive oil. Turned out really good. I've been using it. I don't know how much I'm going to have to sell because I've been using it. And then now I've got lamb tallow going and I'm getting that rendered. And my next batch is going to be with that instead of an olive oil. The reason that I do that is because the lamb fat is very, very good for eczema and rashes and that kind of thing. It's a medicine. So 2 medicines together, I figured couldn't hurt.
No, couldn't hurt.
Yeah. So we're gonna do it.
And then our milk supplier.
Finally in milk.
Their cows finally came in milk, so we got.
Well, it's not that they came in milk; they were having a problem.
Well, I know it was. Yeah, I know.
There was actually in I think she said the rear left quarter. They thought that they were actually going to have to take that out. She would lose it completely, and basically what ended up happening, she had a mass inside a cyst, and that ended up passing. It went through, but it left a hole in her udder. And for some reason, one of the younger calves were up there, and Tracy was like, wait a minute, why do you have milk on you? And so she had her husband bring the cow up. Unfortunately, we have some new veterinarians up here that bought other clinics. Some of them have no freaking clue what they're doing. So stitches needed to go in. Not enough stitches went in. You can't just stitch the outside. You have to stitch inside as well, or else you get all that gunk and all that stuff up there. Then you're dealing with infection, possible mastitis, that kind of thing. So she ended up having to have stitches twice. They had to go back in and recut her open. Just a hot mess around here. Everybody's struggling.
Yeah.
So there's always something. But now they're finally getting milk again, and she seems to be doing a little bit better.
And I had some fresh milk for the first time for breakfast in 6 months, 8 months, longer than that.
2 years.
2 years almost.
Yeah.
And it was so good. It was like drinking melted ice cream without the sugar in it. It was awesome. God, it tasted so good.
You like that. So, and I think the other gallon you're going to do yogurt.
I'm trying to make some yogurt.
And we are now on a regular day. So Tracy's going to let me know what that regular day is, and I can just go into the refrigerator and get what I want. So
okay, here's a question for everybody in chat. I did a video on how to make yogurt right after we moved in here, 2021.
Was it in here?
I thought it was in July 2021.
No, we weren't in here until October 21.
So
then it was in Pleasant
I did it
Hill.
at the old house
with goat's milk.
Do you guys want to see another video, a better video? I'm gonna say this, a better video.
Now that we know what we're doing.
Yeah, now that we know how to actually make videos and we're more comfortable in front of the camera. Do you guys want to see a video on how to make yogurt? It's dead simple, and if you watch an 8-10 minute video, you'll be making your own yogurt all the time, and because it's so much better than
Starla says yes, please.
Of course, Starla.
Yeah.
Wants it.
So hey, Faith K. We got Dorothy in here.
Yeah.
There's HG.
I already said hi to all these.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't know what. Yeah, I was crying. I was trying to dry my tears. Oh man.
Well, I'm right before we started.
Yeah.
Hey, Amanda.
Yeah, you should have saved it for after.
Right before we started, I was telling her I may want to go to the movie theater for the first time in 15 years.
Yeah.
Last time I went to a movie theater was when the movie.
We took the kids to a movie.
No, it was when Range 15 came out. Craig and I went and saw it down in the plaza, which was a Matt Best and group. A bunch of veteran guys got together and decided they wanted to make a zombie movie, and it was special viewings and all that. And so that's the last time I went to a movie theater.
And it looks like this movie is also special viewing. So when I went in there, there's 2 slots, and it's only what I can see on the schedule is only through Monday. So if we're gonna do it, we gotta, poop or get off the pot.
But if you want a very moving story, you want to see something.
Well, if you finally want to see a movie that's telling a true story that's real, then this is the movie.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Hey,
it's sad, but it's exactly what's happening.
Oh, Terminator made it.
And then it was super interesting because you went through some stuff and you were telling me about it. And you're like, I don't understand. Why are these people talking out against this movie? And I asked you, I said, who were they? And you started telling me who they were. And I said, well, you realize that you go into hhs.gov where I used to get all of my materials to teach, and I would go speak and hand these materials out. You can't get them anymore. You can't get them for free anymore.
Right.
And it used to be I could just click on a button, go right in there, put all my information in. They'd send everything to me, and I can't get it anymore. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I
me.
may actually go to a movie this week. Sound of Freedom. Like I said, if you want to, it's a very moving story. It's a true story about Tom Ballard, who was a DHS agent who got involved in breaking child trafficking rings, and it's a PG-13 movie. Everybody I've listened to talk about it said it's a very moving movie, but there's nothing disgusting. It's distasteful, but they don't sensationalize it.
I guarantee you, anybody who's travels a lot, when you stop at truck stops and you stop at the what are those, the little bathrooms off the road,
The
rest stops, the rest areas. Well, I don't ever use those. I try not to use those.
Yes, you do.
I try not to. And so if you stop
because truck stop bathrooms are so much cleaner.
Sometimes they are. Well, I don't use the men's. We're in the women's, and
Okay.
they have a pretty strict rule there. So, and then if you stop there or you've just driven down the road, I guarantee you've seen things probably worse than what's in this movie.
Yeah.
And you haven't identified yet that that's what you've seen. I guarantee you.
So Terminator said that she had fresh cooked bass, perch, and black crappie for supper.
Nice.
That sounds good.
That does sound good.
I had leftover lamb meat from the get together a week and a half ago.
You weren't complaining.
No, I wasn't. It was still good.
And it wasn't a week and a half ago, but
yeah, well, it was a week ago. A week and 2 days. Almost a week and a half.
Not a week and a half.
In Mexico, it is.
Whatever.
I'm just saying.
My gosh. And then you got all the trim up. Well, did you do that?
No, we didn't get all the trim up. The bathrooms.
Most of the trim.
We got most of the trim up. The grouting's still not done, and the caulking's still not done. It needs to be resanded and painted. You know what, though, guys? It's functional.
Right.
Seriously, we reached a point where I can go do other things and just work on. And I have worked on it. I have worked on it over the last week.
I went in today to try to work on it, but guys, I thought I was going to pass out. I had an allergy reaction last night when we all went out to dinner and scrambling for Benadryl, even though he gives me Benadryl to put in my purse. It did not happen. It's actually in the cash box for when we do festivals. And I asked a few people that were my go-to that I knew would have it, except for one person who I didn't realize would have it. I should have known better. And so I ended up actually leaving the restaurant, going to the grocery store in a panic, trying to get the Benadryl and get it down my face. And basically what happens is my head, I got into some MSG. They had one dish on the salad bar that is not made in-house, and I found it.
So Faith K points out, instead of being moved and talking, remember that TJ Morris, Bear Independent, is working with Caleb House,
yes,
a traffic children restoration facility, and already have children under their care.
Yes.
And
you guys, this is really important. So let me tell you, because this is one of the things that we did in the Kansas City area, was getting these homes and all of this stuff set up and trying to get everybody involved in it. It is hard work, and it messes with you.
Well, he and I sat down at the Self-Reliance Festival, and I talked to him for 45 minutes to an hour about the subject because what she was involved in, the group that she was with, across the nation, there's a drastic shortage of bed space for these kids. You know, they're separated from their parents, and
no medical.
And the only option, if they don't have a facility to go to, the only option they have is to get dumped right into the foster care system, or they stay in jail. And neither one of those is where those
not a good option.
Children need to be. You know
they need a lot of mental health. They need a lot of.
I know there's a lot of good foster parents out there, but
there's a lot that aren't.
There's a lot that aren't. And so that was what she was doing. The group that she was doing was trying to get a facility in Kansas City, and it was going to have like 50 beds.
Well, we were trying to set up several because we knew that we needed more than 50 beds.
Right.
And so we were trying to set up several, and it just gets to the point where you just.
Well, and here's some. Okay.
When you pick up a 7-year-old child off of Highway 70. that's been dumped out of a semi truck. It
Hey,
messes
VR.
with you.
You know, and this is
Hey,
going to
B.
sound like I'm throwing shade, and maybe I am, but they were doing a really good job, and they were starting to get traction. And the Baptist Convention in
Careful with that. Don't start a war. They did get homes open.
Did they
Yeah,
finally?
they did. They did.
Okay,
Not as many as what we wanted them to, but
well,
they did.
I'll say this. I'll say they came in and took over and basically shut all the people that started the movement out of the process. All right, just put it that way. All
We
right.
had social workers on the board. We had everything ready to go, psychiatrists, the whole 9 yards. And yeah, and that's not what upsets me. What upsets me is what we saw from the grassroots up, and then they took over, and it was easy for them. So
Well, and the whole point of that was what they were doing is what Bear Independent's doing with Caleb House, because he came to the realization about the same time you guys did, because he's been in it since you guys were.
Has he?
He's been in it a long time.
Yeah.
And if you've got a chance to volunteer or donate to a place like that, and
I would say donate. If you volunteer, you need to make sure that you are strong. You are strong up here and in your heart.
well,
You
building
do
them and fitting them out, not working with the kids, but helping set them up.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's me saying that's a little bit hypocritical of us, because we have not been involved in a meaningful way.
Hypocritical of me. I'm burnt out. I told you. I'll admit it. I'm burnt out. I've seen as much as I can see, and I can't. If somebody else younger and stronger minded is willing to take this over and do it and fight, I will support them 100%. 100%. And I will back their back. I just don't want to ever see what I've seen.
So Lucy got her birth certificate forms last week. That's what you said last week.
Yep.
And did you get it
sent out?
Oh, she signed it, and they're
nice.
She's excited.
Good.
Faith says,
see you in October.
Faith said that what Yoda's talking about is one of the reasons she got out of counseling. It's a really screwed up situation. Yeah. A lot of interference, and what I think was wrong approaching with counseling.
Yes, I agree.
And I can tell you right now, I worked in support of a mental health system in the greater Kansas City area, and that is, wow. And it was the outpatient service behavioral health network, and then I also supported the what was it called, the 72-hour hold facility.
Oh yeah.
The Midwestern mental health facility, something like that. But it was it's something else, man. And when you see the inner workings of it all.
Yeah, and it's kind of amazing what happens. I mean, it's the most bizarre thing when you get in there, because even in the foster care system, I have a couple. You guys know my parents adopted some people, some kids. And
if they've been watching the channel.
If you've been watching the channel a while. And so those kids, one of them was born crack addicted, and mom was being trafficked. And both of the kids were being traded for crack and living out of a van with a family member and dumped at a grocery store. And it was a quick decision on what was going to happen. And luckily, my mom was a social worker when she was alive, and she was able to grab them up and pulled them into her home. So, but my mom was a little liberal. And so my mom allowed... Yeah, a lot. And so she allowed them to continue to have relationships with those family members, and it just screwed both kids up.
Oh,
just really screwed them up.
Big time.
And so something I would not have done. No, don't use their names, please.
Kay's doing well.
Now.
Now. She worked through it.
She's almost over 30 years old. Yeah. So, but yeah, now she's doing better. She's getting her stuff together. It's just taken a long time, and she can't have a relationship. It just messes with her. So these are the things that we have to help them get through.
Really working with kids almost killed me. I've kept going, but I think God was telling me to step out. Not sure why, but I definitely felt that. I mean, a master's degree down the drain, but seriously, Faith, What's the alternative?
Right.
I mean, is what the route you took better than the alternative?
You're fighting the government. It's just boom, boom, boom. You're fighting it all the way. It's the most ridiculous thing.
Well,
I say ridiculous, but if you look at the underlying of it, and guys, I know that I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to say we're getting demonetized. So here, so here's what I'm telling you. So if you step behind the scenes, the problem is most of the government officials, the judges, the politicians, all of that, they are the ones buying the children. They don't want us to succeed. They don't.
Or they're facilitating it.
Yeah.
Not all of them. That's an awful wide brush.
Well, what about Disney? Disney's grooming our children.
Yeah, Disney's grooming
let's see what other companies are grooming our children to make everybody think it's okay.
That's the thing. That's the thing that gets me about the whole Sound of Freedom thing is, why? And I know the answer to this, and I know you guys know the answers, but it has to be said. Why would you fight and try to tear down a movie that tells a story, exposes child sex trafficking, and tells about good work that's been done? Why would you throw shade at it, and why would you try to destroy it? And it's coming from Hollywood. It's coming from the authoritarians in the country. I'm not going to say the left. I'm going to say the authoritarians because there's people. It's all sides. There's people on the quote unquote all right sides that are throwing shade at it too. And here's something to think about. A well-adjusted, grown adult does not get upset or threatening when you suggest to them, hey, maybe we shouldn't sexualize our children. That's where our society's gotten to. And there's a group of people, there's a group of people out there, and it's a lot of people out there. It's not as big as what some people think, but it's not as big as what Hollywood makes it out to be. And it's not, but it's, what the news makes it out to be. It's definitely not as small as what they want you to believe. Right. That's a fact. It's a very pervasive thing. That's a fact. Basically, there's children being sold as babies. Well, and 3 years old, 4 years old. It goes beyond the trafficking thing because they're trying to mold society that they're trying to make it normal. No, it was Tim Pool. Tim Pool. I was watching Tim Pool today, and he was talking about pedophiles, and the discussion there. And if you talk against pedophiles, you're a bigot. The LGBTQ crowd goes, well, you're homophobic. Right. Okay, I'm not the one equating pedophilia with homosexuality. Right. I'm not. Right. I'm not. You're correct. You're right. I'm not doing it. So why are you doing it? Why in defense of that practice, why are you doing it? Faith Kane is, I know. And there's a guy, listen, hey, seriously, if you're new to the channel, thank you for being here. We hope that we know this is hard. He should not have shown me this photo. This before. Is not this. But then maybe there's something about this that somebody else needed to hear. Right? Yeah, this was not our intention coming in here, but we usually talk about Homestead. It literally 10 minutes before we started this, I go out and I watch YouTube videos just while I'm waiting for it to start, and that popped up in the feed, and I'd been watching videos about it today, and I knew it was something special to her, so we started talking about it and doing all that stuff. So I apologize if you came here looking for homesteading stuff, but quite honestly, this is very important to the homesteading and prepping community. They have, yes, you're right, Faith K. They have been, and who was the one? Kansas City. He actually came. I was lecturing that day. I was actually talking about it, and he was there. Lived in the same town that we lived in. Tech 9? Tech 9. Yeah, Tech 9 is really against sex trafficking. He's a great guy. This guy's got the whole gangster. Don't ruin his reputation, right? They don't have, I guarantee you none of these people even know who he is. Okay, all right. But yeah. He's got this persona of gangster. Yeah. I mean, his name is Tech 9. And he full on gold teeth grill. He wears cowboy hats and sends his crew, because he's got his recording studio. He tries to get his crew to live around where he's at. And he sends them into town to the press shop there where we used to live. And they'd come in and they're like, hey man, Tech Tech wants
No, Tech would go in and get his own stuff.
He go in and like, hey,
he sent
Oreo
our daughter home with Oreo cookies.
Oreo cookies and milk.
Tell your mom I said hi. Like, I don't even know who that is.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no. Yeah, so there's a lot of good people that are against this. But for that many people, there's a lot that I don't want to say it.
They're not.
They're not. I know one specifically. Went to the concert. I was 13 years old. Somehow, you feel special at 13. I had a friend with me. We ended up in the hotel room of this musician, and porno was immediately put on the TV. So
it was Ice-T.
No, why would you say that?
Call him out.
I wouldn't.
Call him out. I'll call him out. What's he gonna do?
But anyway, so that happened, and so there's just
her dad was pissed.
My dad was really mad.
Her dad is still pissed off.
He's really mad. But Dad didn't know about the porn. He knows now, but he didn't know about it.
18 years later, he's still upset. Is it 18? That would make you
well,
31.
Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, no, it was a long time ago. So
see, Tiger says she's gonna go see it. We're trying to work it out. Saturday's not.
We'll probably grab the hacks, and on Saturday I got family obligations, and so not obligations. I've got family I want to be with. I have 2 birthday parties. You're gonna work here. Yeah, you're gonna work here.
She didn't want to be with me.
I asked you to come.
I'm not family. She wants to be.
I asked you to come, and you said you had work to do.
I've got work to do, and quite frankly, a 4-year-old's birthday party is not where I want to be.
Well, it's not just, it's Evan's too.
Again.
An 18-year-old birthday party doesn't work for
I'm
you
sure.
either.
I'm sure Evan doesn't even want to be at the birthday party most of the time.
Evan doesn't want to.
Why'd you use his real name?
Well, nobody knows who he is. So
nobody knows who Kay is.
Evan doesn't want to be there, but he also doesn't want to be at the other birthday party, and he's mad right now because he doesn't want to share the birthday parties. So until 4:00, it's the 4-year-old birthday party, and then after that, it's the 18-year-old birthday party, which I don't know why it matters because none of them can drink. So I don't know why it's a big deal. I think he just wants to be special, I think. But
I know a lot of people that agree with you. I'm not going to put that up on the screen, but I agree. I know a lot of people agree with you. Have you guys seen Jason from Kentucky Sustainable Living?
Oh, he's got a good t-shirt.
Have you seen his compost pedophile shirt?
It's a good t-shirt.
It's a well done design.
Yes, go get it.
And listen to Spags. Who was Spags on with? He was on. He said he wore that thing for.
It was
Jason. It was Jason. Yeah. They were talking about the festival out there.
Yeah, because we were over with him Sunday. He worked 3 days straight.
3 days straight. And
went down into downtown Lawrence in the most liberal college area you could be in.
If you guys don't know what Lawrence, Kansas is like, it is, quite frankly, it is a different world.
It's like going to California.
It's a different. No, it's worse than. It's a
you think
different
it's
planet.
worse than California?
It is a different planet, seriously.
Anyway, but it's got the wood chipper, and then it's got legs and blood coming out of the wood chipper, and on the back it says compost pedophiles.
Yeah. And part if you buy a t-shirt, and I'll put the link down below for it. If part of the proceeds for the t-shirt go to child trafficking.
That's correct.
Rescue.
Yeah, they're actually going to Bears. And then
is it Bears or is it the
I think it's Bears.
The other guy. No, I thought it was gosh, I can't remember his
We'll
name.
verify it.
Yeah.
But also there's also a dinner that is going to be on Saturday night. And so all of the speakers, all YouTube channels and all of that, we will be at that dinner. And this is your opportunity to buy tickets, and you'll get to sit down with us. Not that we're a big deal, but we're just trying to help out a little bit. You can get those tickets and come and have dinner.
I'm nobody's special shirt.
Do you have one of those?
I'll get one.
You're going to make one. But yeah, so you'll get a chance to sit down with us, and you can kind of see how crazy we are. It's all of us. We're all crazy. So, but yeah, we'll all be there. But yeah.
Oh, veterans
yeah,
for child rescue.
There you
That's
go.
what it is.
That was the same one Billy did.
That's it.
Yeah. So
words.
Yeah, thanks for that. Appreciate it. Well, there's a few groups out there doing some really good things. So
one of the guys that we talked to at Oklahoma, him and his wife were there as attendees, and he was associated with a biker gang out of biker club, not a
biker
gang.
club, not a gang.
Biker club out of Arizona that does this stuff, and he was telling me about some of the stuff that they do, and it's crazy.
And Arizona is a hot spot too. So, well, all of America now is a
Well,
hot
and
spot,
that was something on the Tim Pool show. One of the speakers on the Tim Pool show, and I haven't gone back and verified this. So take it
with a grain of salt.
With a grain of salt. One of the people on the Tim Pool thing today said they went in the internet Wayback Machine and compared Department of Justice web pages from 2 or 3 years ago to what they are now. Mm-hmm. They have completely scrubbed. They have completely scrubbed any mention of the open border and child trafficking, how it facilitates it. So
right, and then that made me look up HHS because I told him my comment, and he's like, "No way." And there used to be I could press one button, one little thing in there, and I could get to the form, because as soon as you get a child in hand or a woman in hand, you want to make sure that you get their medical taken care of. And HHS used to have a program for that. We had to have that form in within 24 hours, and I got on, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find that, and I couldn't find the brochures and information.
Well, she said the little pop-out paragraphs that explained all the terminology are gone. And so, yeah, the United States. Okay, so this has been a great big huge black pill. This has been a great big huge black pill, right? And we always say we're not about giving people black pills. So what do we do? How do we?
Rabbit says, "Glad you straighten that out. We're clubs, not gangs." Little boys have gangs.
So how do we combat this? Number one, like I said, this is an important issue for homesteaders and preppers alike, because it's a rot that's happening at the deepest part of our society and our country's soul. And if left unchecked, it quicker than anything else will be the ruin of our nation.
And how many times have I told you I saw something really weird, because Highway 75 goes straight from Texas all the way up to Canada. And I said, I saw something really weird today. This doesn't make any sense. And then 2 weeks later, I see the same family out there, and I'm like, there's less women and children. What the hell is going on? And I would tell them, I said, I know they're trafficking children. But what they would do is they would sit on the corner and beg for gasoline and beg for money. And then slowly the amount of members of family would dwindle. And that is one sign you can look for, and you'll see they're being trafficked.
Right.
So, and he told me, he's like, "You're out of your mind." I said, I've seen this before. I've seen the pattern. I've seen it, and that's exactly what's happening. So luckily, the sheriff's department, all up and down, and we've had more state patrol and that kind of thing. So they're on it, because I got a big mouth.
Well, and that's where I was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
What can we do? What can we do? Number one, be vocal.
Yep.
Talk about it. Bring it up in conversation with people, and let people know. Mm-hmm. And number two, donate time, money, materials to places like Caleb House or these other.
And it's really as simple
places.
as like mattresses, and it doesn't have to be a fancy, expensive mattress. It could be like foam pads, soap, socks, washcloths. If you guys are knitters and crocheters and that kind of thing, we had somebody who would crochet a lot of those washcloths, and then I would always, every time I went to a hotel, right, because always on the road, I would collect those soap bars and all of that. And then we would have other people doing the same thing and donate those. So we would have a baggie that had shampoo and soap and conditioner and a washcloth in it. And we could just donate those. Those things are so important. They really are, guys. They really, really are.
That's another thing. Keep the kids off the internet.
Absolutely. Parental controls are important. They really are.
And be vocal. Make people uncomfortable about it. It is a very uncomfortable topic, and people don't want to talk about it.
Right.
We need to make people talk about it. Right behind abortion, this is probably one of the biggest sicknesses in our country. Right. and we need to be vocal about it. You know, so there are things that we can do. You know.
What Anti-Chat say?
Oh, hey, Anti, what's up, man?
What do you say?
I got your email about the Star Spangled Banner like you'd never seen. That was pretty good.
Yeah, Home
That was pretty good. I never did email you back, let you know we saw it, but I did watch it. So that was pretty good. He sent a video where they talked about the history behind the Star Spangled Banner. And it was very interesting. It was a well done presentation.
You didn't show that to me. I didn't see it.
It was in the email.
Dude,
It was right up there on your email.
I am doing so much stuff. If there's something personal to you, I try to stay out of it. I mean, unless it's freeze-dried food and all of that. So I missed it. But I also told you I missed.
You open my Amazon packages.
Because you leave them on the table and I have to put them away. Who are you trying to fool?
I come home and my packages are open. That's all.
I come home and my packages are open. His packages sit. Your items, look, they're still sitting on the table. I just threw the package away because it looked tacky. So, not that doesn't, but yeah, don't even try. So, but yeah, no. So this is a really big deal. If you guys can go out and support that movie. Right now, it's probably the only movie in the theaters right now worth being supported. So I think that one, what was it? I forget. Indiana Jones. I guess it's plummeted.
Oh, so, critical drinker. I don't know if you guys are into movie reviews. Okay, I spend a lot of time during my day sitting. That's
not the point. The point is there's better movies to go watch.
I sit in front of the computer all day long at my job. So
that is your job.
I'm waiting for software to load and all that. So I watch videos. And there's a guy that I watch, Critical Drinker. He does movie reviews that are actually pretty good and pretty funny. He oh my God, he tore the new Indiana Jones apart.
A lot of people did.
So,
a lot of people did.
Hey.
But they'll never make their money back.
Hey, the Hacks showed up. And we got some, speaking of the Hacks,
yeah, Rosie, are you still in here? We've got our Hannibal plans together. We've got our hotel. We're not going to tell you people where we're staying. But Rosie, if you email us, I'll tell you where we're staying. But so when we will be in Hannibal, though, we'll tell you that. And then Rosie, maybe you could hook it up or if you're camping, camp.
Also, my oldest grandson waited to try your freeze-dried Starburst during the live. He said it's the best Starburst. Awesome.
Good.
That's
nice.
Awesome.
Great.
Starla earlier posted something about the freeze-dried Oreo ice cream sandwiches were the best.
Were they? Oh, you guys went through them all already?
Well, she just put at the very beginning, she posted it.
That's funny.
So I went out. Well, this one was out partying this weekend.
What?
On Sunday.
I had a baby shower.
She was She
for
went
my
to
niece.
A party. Went to a party.
Give me a break.
Anyway, I went up to the Hacks place and we butchered
48.
48 chickens.
You
right,
said
Mrs.
40,
Hacks?
Was it 48?
But we ended up bringing 15 home.
Right. That was the deal. We bartered a lamb for 30 chickens.
And we did a lot of butchering. And so I figured out the hierarchy of nastiness when it comes to chickens. So down at the bottom, you've got a live chicken. And then the next level up is a dead chicken. And then a dead wet chicken. And then the top of it all is the inside of a dead wet chicken. Because, man, at some point it just becomes meat. But, oh, my goodness, it's terrible. At the end of the day, you're really ready for it to be over. But it was a good thing. We did a lot of community and did all that. And the cool thing is, Darren was getting photos because they're doing an actual.
He's going to load a class.
Yeah, he's going to have a class where you can buy the video.
Yeah.
And learn the strong bond method of doing chicken.
Yeah. And so if you are into saving everything, every part of the chicken, the strong bond method is still really good because it's going to help you get all of those chickens into the freezer, right? So in that little box you can get, Billy says 60.
No, Darren said 60. Billy thinks they can get more into
No, I think you're thinking the difference between 40 and 60.
An upright.
Anyway, Hacks, you can put that in the comments and then let us know. I think I'm right. And but as far if you like organ meat, like the liver and the gizzard and the heart and that kind of thing, you're gonna have to go an extra step. So strong bond method is just if you're not keeping that. My whole issue, I like the carcass for a good broth, and I like the heart, liver, and all of that stuff. And the gizzards, you like to eat them. I like them for dog food. So,
oh man,
there's that.
Properly deep fried gizzards. And
no
all that stuff, and a long neck beer. Oh, you can't beat that on a hot day.
Nope. So then, what else did we do? Oh, so rendering the lamb. And I've got blueberries in right now, so I can get those blueberries if it cools down. I can get those blueberries out, and I think you can take your coworker some crispy blueberries from the freeze dryer to make up.
Rabbit says they used to butcher 100 of them as a little guy. It was part of the fall activities we did. And we were talking about that yesterday or 2 days ago. Doing that, and it was nice. It was super nice this weekend because it was only in the 80s. And there was a slight breeze, so it never did get really hot.
50, possibly 60. Just depends on how you bag them.
Okay, so that's how many you can get into the top part of a freezer, like a regular freezer, not a big one. But we were talking about that, and doing 48 birds had it been 100 degrees would have been bad.
It would have been bad. Would have
been terrible.
Well, plus the fact that you're on farms and butchering, so the flies are bad.
Yeah.
We experienced that when we had one lamb go down. It ended up being dog food because there were so many flies. We just couldn't take it upon ourselves to put it in the freezer. See, I wasn't having it.
Rickster agrees with me.
Well, you and Rickster can eat together. How about that?
But
you can eat with the dogs because the dogs are the ones that are eating it.
But we started talking about it, and back in the day, they'd have the big one. They didn't have refrigeration,
right?
So they didn't do hundreds of chickens at a time. They did whatever they needed that day, and
that's why we're changing out our flock right now.
I mean, you would literally be plucking and processing chickens 3 or 4 times a week. If you had a big enough flock. A lot of people, Sunday was the only time. Like if
they had chicken.
My dad's, my grandma, only time they had chicken, and they raised them. They raised chickens and rabbits.
It was family dinner. Yeah. But that's why we're changing our flock out, and we're going to the American Breasties and trying to get some crossed, which I would have had more eggs in the incubator tonight. You guys, I just want to ask everybody, please give a little prayer and shout out for Gypsy 19. He is on his way here. He got a flat tire, ended up in discount tire, waited 4 hours. He's like over 4 hours behind. So he's not going to be pulling in until after dark. He's got to come down the dirt roads. And as you guys know, he's moving to the community. So you guys just keep him in your prayers and make sure that he's safe. Because every time I tell somebody in this community to drive safe, something bad happens.
They hit a deer.
Or they get a flat tire. Because I literally said drive careful. And so, I won't be telling anybody to drive careful anymore. I'm just going to ask you guys to just pray for everybody. So make sure you pray for him.
Uh-oh. Pinball's doing his giveaway tonight.
What giveaway is he doing?
I don't remember what it was. But the first guy
didn't put a number on the envelope.
He didn't follow directions. Again.
Happens.
Okay, what's that? Anti says, just a heads up, there are a lot of people duping you to our user accounts again and using the same avatar. You may have known the actual user ID for a long time. Really? Did not know that.
How does that go?
They basically steal your identity and use the same avatar, but they're not you. So Hack says none of the turkey eggs in the incubator hatched.
Hacks, you're doing something wrong. Maybe you just bring them over here and we'll hatch them here. There's no way. You got too many toms. It doesn't make sense. Are you turning them twice a day for 2 days before you put them in the incubator? Are you making sure that the pointy side is down in the cups? the pointy side has to be down in the cups. They have to have enough air bubble. So, girl, just call me after this is done.
And
I'll walk you through it.
Misha is the one that told us how to do
Yeah,
it because we weren't having any success.
It was between Misha and Gypsy 19.
Gypsy.
So between the two conversations,
she's like, I only got one tongue. I'll
what
tell you
she
what.
say?
Talking about the breasties, do you guys remember when we went to Self-Reliance Festival and we did the video making fun of Patty showing everybody her breasties? Those two roosters are gorgeous.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Huge.
Yeah.
And they've got these shiny black feathers and they just strut around and oh my gosh, they're
gorgeous.
They're fantastic
and
looking
and they're huge. Huge meaning you have no more wasted roosters. Eat them.
Oh yeah, they are huge. I wish them luck if they still yeah, I don't think anybody wants to be me.
Nobody wants to be us either. We did get we got another
so
request.
Eagle Lover says the pinball was going to wait $6,000 worth of prize.
Oh, wow.
Kim Anderson won. Well, good for her.
Good.
For him.
Good.
I'm assuming it's a her.
Well, you have a cousin Kim, so it's a male. Yeah. But so we have the review for the chainsaw. Rickster, you're in here. The review for the 8-inch chainsaw comes out on the 13th. You've got that going, right?
I still got it.
You have to get it done. And so there's a coupon code for 10% off. And so when you want to use that coupon code, when you go in to order it, and it is only good from July 13th, that at midnight, to July 23rd. And I'm telling you, it's not a bad little chainsaw. We're going to keep it.
I tried breaking it. I haven't watched.
We can't break it.
Well, I can break it, but it didn't break when I was trying to break it. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a pretty strong little dude.
I had a bunch of hedge that I had to cut up, little hedge that was anywhere from 2 to 5 inches, and it did a pretty good job on it.
Yeah, and you're gonna also see I had one of the kiddos come over, and so the beast, he came over and I put that chainsaw in his hand. Him and I were learning at the same time. This kid, I'm telling you, he's like, oh no, this is how this goes and this is how that goes. And he went out, we did bamboo first, and that didn't quite work out. You'll see the video. No, you'll see why. And then we go over to a tree. G kind of came in and he's like, here's how you cut this, here's how you cut that. And he knocked it out. He really did. He did a good job.
So Lucy
10 years old with this chainsaw and did a great job.
Lucy says that she paid $75 for 4 breasty fertilized eggs.
Oh, get out.
Mrs. Hacks only paid
$55 for 12.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I wouldn't even paid $55 for 12. That's insane. See?
Okay.
Lucy, you move to the community and then you can get eggs from us.
So Rosie says they're looking to buy land out of town and more in the country, looking to start a small when we get a new place. And that's probably the best way to do it.
That's the best way.
We didn't do that. And somebody kept bringing animals home and we weren't ready for them. That's how our entire flock got started.
I just jump all in.
Yeah.
And now I've offered to hatch for Gypsy. I'll talk to him tomorrow.
Well, good luck.
See if he wants me to do
that. Good luck on finding some property, Rosie. It's reasonably priced out where you are, though. It really is.
No, it's really not. It's gone up everywhere.
Has it?
Yeah, it's gone up everywhere.
See, and Faith just pointed something about the breasties. Is they're becoming very trendy. They're the hot chicken of the market.
They're the hot chicken right now, and that's because of their size and because the way that they lay eggs, and they're a little bit better and more performing than the regular dual purpose birds. Now, the dual purpose birds, they work, but for the homesteader prepper that is feeding 6 people, 8 people, you want that breastie on there. But yeah, no, I wouldn't pay that kind of money for that.
And
not for eggs that are not guaranteed to hatch.
We'll put our tinfoil hats on here for a second, and we'll know that the breasties are a successful breed
when we can actually eat one.
No, when they try to shut them down and tell people what a bad thing they are. Yeah. That's when we'll know that they're a really good breed.
Yeah.
Oh, Lucy said she didn't buy them.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have. I cannot ship them to you. But if you come out, Look and see if you can get them back across the border. By October, we should have eggs, right? If
they survive.
If we have eggs by October, those dogs are rocking butt out there. They're doing great.
Dude, Angela, there were chickens all the way out by the rifle range.
But the dogs.
No, the dog wasn't out that
well,
far.
then you need to remove the fence and let the dogs out there. But they've been wandering everywhere. If we have eggs by October, because our breasties have actually separated themselves. Did you notice that?
Yeah, they all hang out by the bamboo.
And then they sleep in the turkey coop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they've separated themselves by themselves. We didn't do that because we didn't care. So if we start getting eggs from them, you can take some back with you and see what you can get. If you can get them across the border. You may have to smuggle them in.
Mr. Starla has asked, can you freeze dry regular butter pecan ice cream and yogurt? Yes.
Butter pecan ice cream and yogurt? Yeah, you probably could. I know I do yogurt. I've done ice cream, never butter pecan. Is it a higher sugar content?
Yeah, maybe.
If it's a higher sugar content, I could still do it. It just might be more crispy. Can we get that here?
They already finished all the ice cream.
Oh, that's fine. You just got that yesterday.
I've got to order more ice cream. They just finished the last bag while I was in the shower. Sorry for missing.
How are the Fat Boys? I think the Fat Boys are my favorite.
I don't know. Those Oreos.
You like them? I
pretty
thought
good.
I like the Fat Boys, but yeah. So I'll try it. If you want me to try it, I'll give it a shot. If I can find. And what is a butter pecan? I should write that down because I won't
butter
remember.
Pecan ice cream.
Yeah, I won't remember. I need to write that down.
Yes, Buff Orphan. There are some strange chickens.
Yeah.
There really are.
Gypsy wanted to cross one. Hacks, you're on here. There was maybe a bird that possibly we had, but
crows.
I remember the name, and so maybe a neighbor has one that I could pick up, or I could just order one. And he wanted to see if they crossed, what they would look like, and I'm not opposed to that, but I can't remember what the name of that chicken is. So it's a blackbird, I think. Like it's not in
Black chickens matter. Just remember that.
They do matter. They keep the crows out of your pasture. Don't try to be funny.
No, I was saying they
chickens matter. They work hard around here. And I did not mean that in a bad way. I just heard how that came out. Sorry, Billy. They do their job.
They do. Shelley, what night is your guys' regular update on the fest? Is it Friday nights? Friday nights at 6 Central Time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Faithgate, they're beautiful. There's a lot. Now, there's one really weird black chicken that creeps me out. It's got black bones, black feet, a black beak, and it just looks evil to me. I'm not sure if I can.
It was the Ocelot. It was the Ocelot and Bressie.
Okay, so I got to see if I have one out here, and if not, I'll see if Misty has one.
So you guys, if you want to know more about the Kentucky Sustainable Living Festival in October, last weekend in October, Friday night, 6 p.m. Central, the only time zone that matters. They get on there for about an hour.
Is it 6 Central?
They
they do it right.
They do it right before live. We keep cutting out for some reason. It's the Russians.
Probably. We talked about.
Okay, that Tiger says those are the. If I can hit it, the AM Samani. Very, very, very strange looking chickens.
Yeah, they're crazy looking. Hack showed it to me, and she's like, "Oh, you're gonna love this chicken. Look at this chicken." And I looked at it, and I just went, "Boo!" I got shivers all down my spine.
No, the ugly chickens are the stupid naked necks.
No, you get creeped out by the naked necks.
I don't get creeped out by them. I just think they're ugly as sin.
Did you see that there's one out there? The one that was supposed to go to B did not go to B. It's out in our chicken coop.
It's your fault it didn't go to B.
I couldn't see it. It was all tuckered in.
So, I know those bare neck chickens. That's just
they're creepy,
weird looking chicken.
And that came from B's property, so it needs to go back there. Why don't we just gift it?
We'll
go find it.
She says that the Amons creep her out too.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just weird looking. It's just not normal.
I don't know if you know what? I was gonna say I don't know if I could eat that, but who are we? I'm not.
You're gonna
Yes.
eat the black meat.
I
We're
would eat
not
it.
talking about dark meat though. It's
Angela-
not like the dark meat on a chicken. You're talking it's black.
Angela, I've eaten worse. Trust me.
How do you even know if it's cooked completely or not?
I was in the Orient.
Okay,
trust me.
so if you're gonna do that, you definitely need to know how much time you put on each side, because if you don't do that, that could make you sick very, very quick.
Well, then you cook it properly. How do you
What
tell
if
when
I'm
chicken's
dead? What if I'm dead?
I take the meat thermometer and I check it at 165 degrees.
What if it's not working and you can't buy batteries? What are you gonna do? How long do you cook a chicken breast on each side?
Okay, number one, we should have a manual thermometer in here.
Or you should just, well, good luck with that. And you should just know how to cook. Do you want me to teach you how to cook?
No comment, Faith.
What did she say?
I was in Korea and I was in Korea and Japan. So
he came home. He was like, I don't know what I ate over there.
The answer is yes.
You ate cat? You think so?
Probably.
You said you thought you did cat and dog.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I've had several domestic animals.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know I had horse because horse is big over there.
Well, horse is big in Italy, and so apparently horse used to be big over here. Some are still. He brought the calving shed.
Oh.
Garen.
Hey, keep talking to him.
So we have some beautiful neighbors, and he had he went to go pick up a bunch of the hardcore plastic calving sheds and stuff, and he was given 4 of the wood calving sheds, and so he was going to have his workers go pick those up so that we could have the other 4, and that never happened because the heat and all of that. And so then we got the Great Pyrenees, and I was like, hey, Great Pyrenees is coming. Can we come pick up one of those? Because it's common. He'll store stuff over at his house for us. And he's like, I didn't get them. And I was like, Or first, no, that's not true. He said, yes, you can come and get it. And so then we were like, all right, they got tired. And then some people were sick and that kind of thing. And then I talked to Misty when I took the medicine over, his wife. And she said that plastic one right there, that's the one that you need to take. And I said, no, ours were wooden. They were the ones that were free, because I know he paid for these. And I said, well, how much do we owe him? And so Misty asked him, yelled over the fence, how much does she owe you? And he said nothing. And now he's delivering it in the front yard. So guys, this is what a community is about. This is what happens. He knows we need it because we got the 2 lambs down here now. So that's actually going to be sun and heat protection, not for the Great Pyrenees, but for the 2 lambs and the mom. I just kind of saw how they struggled today. Mom was just kind of hoofing them, trying to get them to milk and make sure they were getting enough fluids. For the Great Pyrenees, I'm going to shave her down around her collar, and then from the chin all the way down to her crotch, her hoo-ha. And so we'll go all the way down there, and I'm going to go buy a kiddie pool. So I'll keep water in that. She can lay in that, and she's going to stay cool. So that's what Garen had to go after, because now he delivered that. And so we are so blessed by the people we have around us. It's amazing. You guys can build this too. You really can. So let's see. You guys are talking in here. Yeah, so let's see, Rabid. I know I missed some comments, and I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah, community is how we all get through this common collapse. The only way we'll get through is to be exact. Yeah, you're right. It makes a big difference. So, here's another comment on the chicken. I'm really curious about this. I'm going to check out the breasty chickens. I may want to add them to my flock. Tiger, if you do that, you're close enough. I would wait. Do not pay the ridiculous prices. It's literally $25 per bird that's already hatched. And then, like I said, Hacks found 12 eggs for $55. Just wait. There's enough community people that this is probably something that'll be coming out to camp out. However, will it be by October? I don't know. It'll probably be next year's October. So, but we'll see what happens. Pressure can what? The meat. What are you thinking that G pressure cans around here, Skeins? I've never seen him pressure can nothing. I'm the one that works in the kitchen, girl. So everything you get freeze dried and everything that you get canned and all of that stuff, that's all me. So yeah, but I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so we've got Gregory, his wife's out farming. Yeah, cool. So does G even cook? He does. So Faith K, he does cook, but I'm not a picky eater. My dad was a chef. So I know how I like my food. And G grew up in the Midwest, and I kind of grew up everywhere. So my dad was in the Navy, so we transferred every 2 years. So I have a palate like nobody's business. And so I know what I like. And he likes a lot of vinegar. And so I was actually thinking about maybe doing like a chili or a goulash or something like that for when we go to SRF, because I'm going to have to cook a couple lunches and then possibly a dinner for Friday night, that kind of thing. And so we were actually talking about that. And I'm concerned because those Tennessee people, apparently you guys all like vinegar. And I'm not a vinegar girl. So I don't want to go broke on that. But anyway, poor Grumpy there to defend himself. Yeah, he's not. So that's what he gets. But let's see. Yeah, black meat, black skin, black everything. Yeah, which is not bad. I just wouldn't know. To be honest with you, I wouldn't know how to cook it, how that would work. And I'm not quite sure if I could, maybe if I seasoned it or fried it, maybe I could do that. Because sometimes country fried steak kind of to me looks gray and kind of off and weird. So maybe I could. I don't know. Faith K, I'm a South Louisiana girl originally. Midwest food is so sad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Even their barbecue sauce is like way too sugar. There's too much sugar. I don't know what the hell's wrong with these people up here. Although I love you all. I love you all. Yeah. So Mrs. Hacks is rolling on the floor. No, G does not cook. I do not allow it. Unless he's by himself, he can cook for himself. So then what do we got here? He does he put a video out cooking wild hog? I think he does. He does that. And then also I think he did some eggs or something like that. I did not eat that. If you saw, he was making breakfast for himself, not for me. So he's pretty good about that. He can do his own breakfast. But yeah, I don't know. Don't know. I guess make me feel bad. Like bounce it on my husband. So Faith K said eggs. Yeah, he does do eggs. He likes his eggs. So, but yeah, no. You know what? It's good though because he's a man that can fend for himself, and I don't have to always be doing something, and I can do other things. So he knows if I'm working on the business or if I'm trying to figure something else out or trying like rendering lard, and then I got the freeze dryer going at the same time and trying to figure out how to get all that out. You know, he's really good about fending for himself. And it's not until it gets to the point where there's no leftovers, you know, or something's getting ready to go bad, like kind of like it was a little passive aggressive, I'm telling you, tonight. And he'll kind of let me know, hey, things are getting a little old in the fridge. It's time for you to cook some. So I got enough to eat through the week. But nah, he's pretty good about that. I don't have to worry about that. So he tries to tell you that he likes to keep me barefoot in the kitchen, and that's not true. He likes me working. So let's see. When will you get another garden tour? As soon as those tomatoes get big enough. Right now, it's just the same old thing, Starla. So we do have the two sweet tomatoes, the little cherry sweet tomatoes. Those are doing great. And so we're already pulling stuff off of that. Oh, you can hear, if you hear the dogs in the background, I apologize. They're obviously getting the calving pin in there. So we're pulling stuff off that, but G eats them faster than I'm gonna pick. I did get maybe about a dozen in some spaghetti I made the other night, and that's all I got. He's been eating everything else. So but we'll get something put together. I think I've just pretty much been showing No. I need to go trim some stuff out so we can do a garden tour on that. I gotta get everything ready for Hannibal and back to the land and all of that. So we'll get that done. But let's see. You guys are doing a Texas meetup, and what is this one? Grumpy Acres Farm can't really go wrong with meat done over fire on a spit. That's true. You really can't. I would agree with that. So, what's the email address, Yoda? I just remembered I forgot to send you the amaranth vid and the pics I took. So if you go to the Real Grumpy Acres at gmail.com, you'll get to us. If you go under the about page, it's also in there. That, yeah, you can send it to us. I kind of like to look at it. It sounds kind of weird. You're going, Starla's going skydiving. Oh man, I don't know. I don't want to watch it again, but man, it'd be kind of funny. You guys just skydive in a camp, I'm telling you. What? Joseph G. Tiger and I are in Missouri also. I didn't know that Joseph G. you were in Missouri. So yeah, man, we moved out and everybody's showing up from Missouri. Oh, that's right. Nikki and Rescue are having a meetup in Texas, right? I forgot about that. And then I think the hog hunt is happening next year. So if I'm correct, I need time. We've got a cow coming, so I need time to clear out the freezers. Joseph G. Franklin County. That's a good county. Too close to St. Louis, though, for me. Yeah. Okay, good. I'll look forward to seeing those pictures. Very good. Yeah, so guys, this is kind of what happens. You know, this is how it happens. We'll be on a live and, you know, a neighbor comes over and does something for us and all of that. Just is kind of what it is. So let's see. We've been going over an hour. Does anybody have any specific questions, anything like that? For the comfrey, I dried all of that out. Just kind of letting you know, I guess I did the comfrey salve. I dried all of that out. It sat probably a good 3-4 weeks. And then I broke everything down and I did that in the food processor. Now you want to be careful and make sure. So you want to be careful and make sure that you clean that out really good after you do that, because you don't want to ingest the comfrey. That was actually, side note, another thing that Tracy and I were talking about with the cow, because I told her, I said, I've got comfrey salve. Why don't I bring it over to you for the cow? The problem is it's such a good healer that it would completely close the entire teat on the cow. We don't want that. So that's not going to work. So wild grass salve is what they're using right now. And so basically what I do is I dry that, then I put it in the olive oil. I fill 2/3 of the jar up, a half-gallon jar, with the comfrey, and then poured in the olive oil, mixed it real well, made sure it was completely full. Got a couple of them done, so I had a whole gallon. And then I wanted a quick process, and I wanted to make sure that it was extremely potent. And so what I did is I put them in the roaster, making sure, absolutely sure, that they are below 140 degrees. So I had them actually about 125, 130, and I let them sit 72 hours before I processed. So once you do that, you want to drain the comfrey out of there, so you only have the green oil, right? What's left. And then you're going to take that oil and you're going to measure everything out with your beeswax. And you want 8-to-1 ratio. If you want it a little bit thicker, you can do that. You just do it however you like it. 8-to-1 ratio is what works for me. So one of the beeswax to 8 of the oil and comfrey. So worked out pretty good. It looks nice anyway. I don't know. If you guys want me to grab one and I can open it and show it to you. I've got them in 2 ounces, 2-ounce containers. So freeze dried anything with vinegar, does it turn out? Oh yeah. Vinegar you can freeze dry all day long. So whatever you put your vinegar in, you can absolutely do that. But just remember, you're going to that heat and how long you sit that dish and what kind of vinegar you have in there, whatever you're doing. Remember that is kind of processed already, right? So you're getting that fermented. So that's what you're going to get out of the freeze dryer. However, I find the freeze dryer does kind of bring that sweet flavor and all of that stuff back. So if we do pickles and, that kind of stuff, G will say, hey, we haven't eaten these. Maybe throw these in the freeze dryer. I'll go throw them in the freeze dryer and they turn out just fine. And then we have pickle chips. So I've not ever had a problem with that. But I also use a lot of vinegar, right, to can and that kind of thing. I try not to use a lot of salt unless I know where that salt comes from. I want to order some freeze-dried eggs. Where do I do that at? You can do that on grumpyacresfarm.com, or you can email me directly, and I can get that together for you. Do you want the already cooked eggs or the raw eggs? Lake property is the most expensive for sure. Oh, yeah. Everybody's wanting it. They're all moving from California and New York. So you guys need to be careful with that. Tyre, get a hold of me, freesteading. Be able to help you with better price. Fern has eggs and chicks. I think she's talking about the breasties. So, or Tiger, we can just hook you up for free. One of the two. That would be a better price. And you always come to camp and you literally live just a couple hours from me. Then not Starla, I'm not trying to take your thunder away, but if she wants chicks now, then Starla is the girl. And I will be seeing Starla. Well, you'll see her too. Never mind. You guys will all see each other in October, so you can get them there. Let's see. You want raw? Yeah, you can get them right off of the Grumpy Acres Farm. And if you can't get them there, just email me. And girl, I'll hook you up. Don't worry about it. So just had to turn my 2 old kombucha. What's going on? Turn my 2 old kombucha into vinegar. Your 2-year-old kombucha into vinegar? I think that's what she means. I got a bunch of hotels, I got a hotel with a bunch of mothers in there if you need a new one. Of course, I guess I better check them because they're getting older. New Yorkers. Let's get that off there real quick. Sun going down quick over here. I need to go see if I had any sad tomatoes. Yeah, I need to do the same thing. Sad zucchini night, folks. See y'all. Faith K, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. And we hope to be seeing everybody soon. Don't forget, we'll be in Marshfield, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee. We'll be there, guys. Just make sure you come and stop by. We've been on here an hour and 12 minutes. G's not here to get you into politics, and I apologize. Well, actually, I think we probably started with that. So until next time, everybody, we love you all. Let me go make sure they're putting that calving shed where I want it and making sure it blocks the sun because I've been watching it all day. I've been panicked about that. And make sure that gets done. And until next time, guys, love you. Be 1% better tomorrow than you are today. And until next time, go live a life done free.